Hey guys, so last time I made a video, I was 27 weeks pregnant and I had discussed having a short cervix, and I think it was at a 2 point something and I was on progesterone. I'm now 29 weeks and recently I went to the hospital because I was having contractions and I couldn't feel them. So I went to my doctor's appointment as normal as usual, and they routinely check up on me because I have a short cervix. And so I told her I was having back pain, but I figured it was because I was walking around a lot. And I'm not supposed to be walking around a lot. I just figured, okay, it's like mild walking, not that much. So when I went, she put me on the contraction machine and it showed that I had contractions, so she sent me to the hospital. And I stayed there for 2 days. And they measured me again. They measured my cervix because they hadn't done that at the doctor's because the ultrasound lady was gone. And so that night they took me and they measured me, and I was at a 1, I think. And the ultrasound, like, I could see the ultrasound because it's right next to you, right, when they do it. And I could see like that the baby was like down there. And then the man was like, he looked like he was surprised. And then I was like, oh, what's wrong? And he didn't want to tell me because he can't disclose that information, only the doctors. So yeah, the baby was lying low, like super low. So I was at a 1, and so they kept me there for 2 days. They put magnesium in me, I think 2 steroid injections to mature the lungs. And the magnesium was to stop the contractions that I didn't know. I don't know what contractions feel like because it's my first time being pregnant, so it's like I had no idea what they felt like. So they just felt like tightening, I guess. They didn't hurt, it was just tight, and then the baby would move, and I would just figure it's the baby moving and pounding on my stomach. But I guess those were the contractions. And so they put magnesium, the steroid injections, and they had me on some other stuff. I forgot what it was, but they kept checking up on me routinely, asking me if I had contractions, but I told them I don't really know. So they just put the machine on and they were just checking up on me. And so like the little heartbeat, you could hear the heartbeat, and the little adapters that they put in your stomach, the contraction machine, so then they were reading that meanwhile I was there. Let's see if there's anything else. Oh, they had the air compression since I was on bed rest, and they didn't want me getting up that much because I wasn't dilated. They said I wasn't dilated, but my cervix was at 1 centimeter. So they put like air compression things on my legs, because I tend to cross my legs whenever I'm laying down, and the nurse said that it cuts off circulation to the baby. So that's what they had. That's what they put on my legs. So it was just compressing my legs and increasing circulation. So that's for people who are on bed rest. I didn't know that. And they told me to just keep my feet elevated. So the last test they did on me was the fetal fibronectin test, and that one just tests the glue. Like, there's this glue that holds the baby in, like, with the womb. I don't know exactly what it's called. I think the doctor said it was like a glycoprotein that holds. It's a glue basically. And so if there's any like breaking down of the glue, then they can like test if it's broken down. They insert a swab, and they take a swab of the sample and they test it to see if there's any of that glue that's kind of being broken down. And so then they tested me and it showed up negative. So then they released me on Sunday afternoon. Yeah, and then I followed up with the doctor on Monday, and then I told her that they had released me, and then she said, I don't know why they released you. I mean, you had a 1 centimeter cervix. Just, take it easy, stay on bed rest. And she gave me some pills, and I'll talk about that a little bit later, about the medications I'm on. But she said that even though I tested negative for the fetal fibronectin test, it doesn't well, she said that in her experience, like, even though I tested negative, there's still women who have their baby like 3 days later after they have the fetal fibronectin showing negative. So that kind of surprised me, and I read up on it, and it said that the fetal fibronectin test is like, it's really accurate, and that you won't deliver within the 2 weeks if it shows up negative. But then my doctor told me something different. She's all like, yeah, I've had a woman deliver 3 days after they tested negative. So then that got me scared. So now I'm here in bed, and I don't get up that much. I just get up to go to the restroom and take a shower, of course. But that's just basically what I'm doing recently. Like, I know before I said I was going to school and I was still doing some of my mild activities, but now I can't because I'm at 1 centimeter and I don't want like the baby to come out of me or something. And she's barely 29 weeks. She's not even 32 weeks. And I was reading that at 32 that they, you know, that they're like a little bit better at not having any health problems. So I'm just hoping that I can make it to 32 weeks here laying in bed. So I'm gonna hit 30 weeks in 2 or 3 days, which is awesome. But yeah, that's my experience with the whole short cervix. You never know what might happen. I honestly thought that I could do it and that my cervix was like okay, like good with me, and I've been taking the progesterone, that everything was gonna be alright, but I guess it wasn't, and I went into the hospital. Let's see what else. And the medications I'm on right now are nifedipine. Nifedipine, I was reading up on it, and it's for chest pain, and it relaxes the muscles. So that one's for my contractions. So like I told you, I can't tell what the contraction, like for me the contractions don't hurt, they just feel like tightening. I guess it's different for a lot of people. So I'm taking that, the doctor increased it to every 6 hours. So I'm taking those every 6 hours, and I did notice that the baby isn't moving as much as she used to. I guess because it kind of mellows her down or something, or it calms her down, because I know when I take it I get headaches and I get like flushed and out of breath. Like right now I'm out of breath from talking too much and I haven't even moved. But you could tell like my face is like warm and like hot. Like I have like a lot of blood in this area. I don't know why. I think it's just that medication. And I feel kind of lightheaded, but I'm just laying in bed, you know? Maybe that can also be a factor. But the nifedipine I'm taking every 6 hours to stop the contractions. And the progesterone I'm still taking nightly. And that one, you just poke like a couple holes in it and leave it in there for an hour to soak in. So the cervix, so it can help the cervix. And what else? I'm taking my iron pills because I have low iron, and I'm like, I need to take them because what if I deliver and I lose a lot of blood, and then, you know, I'm gonna need a blood transfusion or something. So taking that, the Vitaful, the ones I showed you in my other video, the prenatal Vitaful that don't make me feel sick. So those are all the pills that I'm taking, and I'll show you guys right now, like the pills. Let me see. So these are my iron pills. I think you've already seen this before in my other video. I just take it once a day, and it doesn't make me feel sick at all. These are good. They used to make me feel sick at the beginning of the pregnancy, but now they don't. And then this is my nifedipine here. And they gave me more nifedipine. And this is a progesterone that I take vaginally. And my prenatal. That's my prenatal right there. So those are all the pills I'm taking at the moment. All the medications I'm on. I do feel kind of like drained and just really sucky-ish because I can't get up and do things like clean or just do everyday things that I used to. So I'm just here laying in bed. I watch what I do in my spare time. I watch Netflix, and that's just pretty much it, and just research what I can do to help my situation and try to help, like, try to make the baby last longer in my tummy so she won't be coming out soon. So that's that. And they also said, my doctor also said to keep my feet elevated while I'm laying down, because that'll also help. What else? I would say just take care of yourself and drink a lot of water and eat fruits and vegetables. You know, you're like, you can snack on something. I'm not worried about gaining weight at this point because I'm in bed. Like, how am I gonna burn off all the calories that I'm eating? But you just watch what you're eating, just basically fruits and vegetables, your protein, like your meats and stuff. Just watch it. I guess one of the main things that some women worry about while they're on bed rest is, oh my gosh, I'm gonna gain a lot of weight, or oh my gosh, you know, like my baby is gonna come out any moment. That's what I'm worried about. My baby's gonna come out any moment if I stand up, because it does hurt when I stand up. Like, it doesn't like, it pinches me. Like, I get like these little cramps in like my lower abdomen, and it's like it pinches me, and I have to like hunch over and walk like I'm like on hunchback. So I'm a hunchback, sorry. So like I have a hunchback, sorry. And so whenever I go to the restroom, I have to walk like super slowly in tiny little steps, because I don't want like to like extend my legs and like hurt myself or the baby, or hurt the baby, or extend like the muscles that are in there or anything. But I do feel the pressure of the baby on my cervix. Like, I do feel it. Besides that, I would say, yeah, just keep drinking water. If you have any questions, or if you want to know more about like what I've been through, or like you have any questions of what to expect or my experience in the hospital, just ask questions, leave a comment. I mean, I have nothing to do but just be here in bed, so I mean, it would be nice if someone else, you know, had questions, or they had a short cervix and they wanted to know what it's like, you know, to be hospitalized, to get to that point in your pregnancy, to be hospitalized and just, you know, and then be sent home again, and then who knows, you go back in again. That's what the doctor told me. She's all like, you can come back in anytime you want if you feel like you know, she's coming. I'm like, okay, that's fine with me. But yeah, if you have any questions or comments, just go ahead and leave them. I'll respond immediately. I have nothing else to do but lay here, and I'll keep you updated on what my situation is. If you would like to know, just subscribe, then I'll keep posting videos of how it goes. So thank you for watching. Have a good day. Bye.